The cape is particularly demanding because it needs to look magical. In the comic books, Kirby uses it as a great graphic device for movement and tension and drama. So we needed to have a cape that could have that amount of expression, but also frame Chris's shape and proportion when he's not moving, and then billow and move, fly with him when he's fighting. The physicality and the movement is a huge component of these costumes. You can draw fabric till the end of the earth, but we wanted a cape that was going to behave so that it wasn't done in post-production. And we evolved the cape in the workroom, and that fed in with the way the artists were drawing, and we ended up with a cape that does do everything we wanted. It's not done in post-production.
Whether you believe in Thor's personal charisma, his character journey, you've got to give him an intention. It can't just be sort of swash and buckle. It can't be off for Asgard. It can't be a sort of empty hurrah. This applies to cape. This applies to helmet. It applies to discs. You have to ask why. Okay, so why does he need the cape? Can it tell us a story about his position? Does it help him move better or worse? Does it give a visual signal to other characters? The helmet, or what's it used for? Is it ceremonial? Is it aggressive? Always find a why. And so Alex Byrne was great at doing that.
I have to say we have a great team of actors because the clothes are not easy. They do not take 5 minutes to put on.
It's about an hour in the costume. There's just layers and bits and pieces. And in the first couple of weeks, we were pouring sweat and dying in these things. Then they came up with these cooling vests, which I think the race car drivers wear, which basically a little vest with pipes that run sort of cold water through and can cool you down.
I haven't quite counted how many pieces it takes to get this thing on, but it's an incredible, incredible piece of work. I mean, it makes you stand up straight. You know, there's no sitting around in jeans and a t-shirt ordering a Frappuccino in this costume.
The costumes that we wear are quite hard, so when we walk, we don't slouch, we stand up because we physically cannot bend over. So that helps. It helps you carry that strength, that posture that a superhero would carry.
It kind of shifts your center of gravity, so the whole physicality of the character, you know, it's quite a costume. It's the sexiest suit of armor out there, actually. I say that now, but I wouldn't tell that in front of the others because they get upset, but they can clearly see.
You may be taller, but I'm wider.
Helmets. Helmet were the big issue. I've done helmets before, but not on this scale. And that was great because we had digital forms of the actors so that we could sculpt on those, because a helmet is so much about the proportion of the face, the eyes, the jawline, because they have to work in close-up.
In all my fittings way back, I kept thinking, when am I going to get the horns on? Because it's almost like the last piece of the jigsaw kind of becoming the character. And there's something also about the brow, like what it does here. It sort of makes you look out from underneath it, which kind of gives you the god of mischief, you know? It's good to have you back. This comes in 2 pieces. And the back, that's the back piece there. And then this comes off, like that, and it kind of slots together like this. There she is, in all her glory.
If you look at a character like Heimdall, the fusion of the worlds that Bo created and the designs that Alex came up with are so seamless, they really feel like they were crafted by the same hand.
The head forward, it looks a little more aggressive.
You can't really talk about Heimdall without talking about the Rainbow Bridge, because Heimdall's is sort of the tap for turning it on or off and for aiming it to your destination.
We wanted to find a way to make space travel exciting, necessary to our story. How do you get from one place to the other? And then how do you meet that challenge of perhaps the most colorful and one of the most memorable of images in all the comics is the Rainbow Bridge, the Bifrost, which goes like a sort of motorway or freeway all the way down from the great asteroid island in the sky that is Asgard at the top of the universe, all the way down to Earth. We needed to come up with a real bridge, we felt, and then we needed the image and the sort of symbolic value of a bridge to suggest how energy particulates people or beings and sends them back through. And we wanted that through light energy as well, energy that could occasionally evoke a rainbow. And we found that a bridge and rainbows, those were good, strong, individualist starting points. And then our job was to make it cool.
We spent a lot of time generating various versions of what the Rainbow Bridge should look like. And we looked at it just full-on rainbow. We looked at it just moving, pulsing electron energy, and it's somewhere in there and is never really static.
We've sort of locked into a look that relates to the quartz mineral. So if the Rainbow Bridge was built with quartz, that's very much the light that would be emanating from it. We've also had contact points. So as the Asgardians walk on the Rainbow Bridge, there's contact and you feel the energy of the Rainbow Bridge, which I think is a cool effect.
In movies, it's good to have a visual or a physical representation of a proper environment that explains what is going on here. This is the portal from Asgard to the other 9 realms. This is where the Bifrost connects with the rest of the universe. You need the physical contraption to illustrate it.